Just my self-reflection on how that second session with Simon went. I think it went pretty well. Still way too many ums and ahs, and I don't really notice it during the session, but when I watch it back, I do notice that I go to that a lot, and I think I'm thinking about like what I'm gonna say next. So is like my I don't know when I'm thinking that's what I say, but I am mindful of that. As far as like structurally, I think it all went pretty well. I think I fleshed out this story, Simon's story, pretty well with questions. I reflected feelings pretty well. I summarised pretty well. I reframed pretty well. I did miss the mark at one point there, I felt, where I compared Nina to how she might be feeling to being potentially the same as how Simon was feeling, and I thought he did kind of respond to that, and perhaps I missed the mark with that a little bit, and maybe diminished the level of anxiety and fear that he was feeling. I just wanted to point out that it was quite possible that she was feeling quite nervous as well, and that first dates are tricky for most people. What else? I thought I mirrored okay. That was a little weird trying to do that. Watching back, like I mainly just folded my arms, but I could have potentially slouched in my chair a little bit more. I'm not sure. I didn't want to make it look too contrived or weird or anything, but yeah, I think overall it went pretty well. I'm super tired, but probably not as natural and as free flowing as I would have liked there, and I was a little bit clunky, and I did. Simon mentioned something to me which I obviously overlooked. I asked him about. He mentioned the phone calls every day, and then I asked him about how often were you calling, like a minute or so later, which is like, dude, he just said that to you, but. Apart from like a few little things like that, I think it went pretty well, and like what I could definitely need to work on moving forward, I think is just really it's not a huge deal, but just looking at those ums and ahs and trying to just not say them, just think without going there I go again. And as far as developmental theory goes, for me it's a straight up anxious attachment / resistant attachment. Also a little bit of avoidant attachment as well, coming from the incident that Simon had in junior high, and from that point on him just tapping out and not even going, just completely avoiding any sort of interactions with women from that point on, but more so that avoidant there, but at the moment sort of more anxious attachment, which comes across with the clinginess that he had with Michaela, and the fear that he would get rejected, so he bought her gifts and called her a lot, and she felt like he was a bit too clingy. So I think using that as a framework moving forward, I think if I focus with Simon just to work around his social anxiety and helping him to feel a little bit more confident and a little bit more comfortable in his skin, hopefully he'll be able to form more secure attachments moving forward. And I think reminding him of those secure attachments that he does have, like with his housemates, and the fact that Michaela actually did like him, like challenging his perspective a little bit, that nobody likes him and that it's all pointless and whatnot. That's sort of not the reality of how things are. Just kind of working with him so he can sort of get that frame of reference himself to see that that this hasn't always been the case. And yeah, that's all I have. Thanks.